I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up there was some body cam footage. There was another mass murder in a school in Nashville. It was a Christian Academy, I think it was called. And they released the body cam footage of the responders, the first responders, the tactical unit that went inside. And man, after watching the sitting through the frustration, we talked about it on air, of the Uvalde nonsense, the amount of time, hour and a half or whatever it was, to see these guys.
Was that officer's name Brown? What was? Can you guys find out what the officer that basically you go from him opening his trunk?
The one with who had the kill shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have sworn that was a first shooter game. It was so effective.
Man, they deployed and they covered that building. They were through every fucking... They knew the layout, clearly, which you actually mentioned when we were covering the Uvalde thing, when they didn't... There was that which way do we go moments looking through the how to get in the building. And this was the exact opposite of that, man. They flooded that. They were all through the hallways.
Rexa Engelbert and Michael Calrazzo, something like that.
Calazzo, yeah. And so just a minute for props to that department and their senior staff and
the guys that the
guys that ran headlong into danger
and
to save those
not
kids.
only that, but is they're clearing. And they come up that one hallway, and then you start to hear gunfire.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no pause. There's no fucking pause in anybody. It's like they're aggressively making their way up. They don't hit the ground and start low crawling. They are going to put this fire out.
Yeah.
And, as fucked up as everything else is, and this person took 6 lives, this person had mental problems, and let's not fucking forget that she was able to purchase 7 firearms legally through our fucking porous system.
Terrific.
Yeah,
it's horrific.
And my whole thing is, I've always been a very staunch Second Amendment person. I own assault rifles. I have weapons.
But you shouldn't if you're a kook.
But as I said, you have to have better. That girl should not. And then her parents, who were definitely dealing with her, were under the impression that she only had 1 weapon. Well, fuck, if you're crazy as fucking batshit, you don't need any.
Your driver's license is treated with more consideration than your license to carry a gun.
Well, we live in a society right now where we're so fucking worried that a drag queen is going to somehow groom our child, yet God forbid if the NRA doesn't fucking groom our kids to fucking be mass shooters. There's no fucking problem there. There's no fucking problem there. And like the Tennessee fucking representative that takes the Christmas card and everybody's got an AR-15 in their hand. Now, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. You can because I guarantee you that he takes his kids, those kids are taught responsible gun ownership. I'll bet money on it. Mm-hmm. I'll bet money on it.
Yeah, probably, sure.
You don't just give your kid an AR-15 and you're a representative and then make it known. Everybody's holding their weapon with their finger not on the trigger. I looked at it. I said to myself, but the problem is, when it comes down to it, so all of us that are armed and the government decides that they're going to fuck with us, we're going to go to war against them. And what exactly is that AR-15 going to do with some fucking drone?
Some tank coming down the street. Yeah.
Not even armed. I mean, not even a man, just a fucking drone. It's just, you're in your house, you got your fucking bulletproof vest on, you got your gas mask, you got your AR-15, you got 20,000 rounds, and they just fucking put a rocket right in the side of your house. Nothing. You ain't gonna do shit. You can get all the fucking Michigan militia that you want with all their fucking, and we'll use IEDs, we'll use this and we'll use that, and it's like they'll put fucking 4 Bradleys out there with fucking, and that's the end of it. It's like,
no, there's no chance.
It's stupidity.
Can you imagine in this school shooting situation that we just had? You sometimes hear people advocating for teachers carrying sidearms. Can you imagine if these officers rush in, they hear the flood of guns, the adrenaline is pumping, these guys are running toward danger, and now you've got teachers running around in the hallway with guns, or they encountered one with a gun.
How about
they would have
these?
potentially blown them away.
Florida is one of the states. There's other states that are now going to basically, if you want to carry a concealed weapon, you fucking carry one.
Yes.
I mean, there's no, and I had to go through when I got my concealed. I mean, when do you pull your firearm? When you're going to use it? That's the only answer. Not to wave it at somebody that cuts you off. Not, I mean, it's like, so we definitely have a mental health problem.
I was going to bring that up. So this problem here, there's 2 tracks to this. There's the gun discussion, but we have to talk about the mental health issue in this country. It is so fucked. I mean, I think it's probably getting better, but we're so far behind.
My son had issues, and he would ask my wife and I. He'd be like, I just want to go. There's no place to go. If you wanted to go to a psych ward and a normal hospital and just be evaluated, you would be an emergency, and then before they could ever get you into a psych ward to be checked, talked to, you're gone. You're out of the system. We don't have room for you. Get the fuck out.
It needs to be as simple as going in with a broken arm, because it is. Mental health is it's a continuation of your body. So you can go and you can break your leg, you can go and you can get serviced right away. You can see a specialist, and if they need to have you on a table, they'll have you on a table that night. Not the same in so many places with mental health care. I do hear politicians echoing what we're talking about. I don't know the steps that are needed, but what first has to change is a lot of the stigma that people carry about mental health situations. And there's some awareness. I see the commercials now based on some of the athletes who admitted that they were dealing with some of that. So there's a bit of a voice now, but in practice, I don't know how much has changed. Hopefully it continues. Hopefully we continue on the track, getting people the help they need.
As we sit at 133 mass killings / murders in America, and 10,297 firearm-related deaths this year already, and it's the number 1 cause in death in youth of America.
In youth? Did you see that in kids?
Yeah. I have so many friends that have children that are between 9 and 16 that are just like, they're at the point where it's like, I think we're just going to homeschool. Like, they don't, like, the next kind of niche fucking market is going to be private schools that can ensure that your child isn't fucking killed
Yeah.
when he gets dropped off. Armored fucking school buses pulled into it's your kids are going to basically go to a fucking prison to fucking be taught.
They're now living through these Code C drills and active shooter drills, and 4 and 5-year-olds in pre-K and kindergarten are doing active shooter drills
They have
every
to.
other month. I mean, this.
My sister is a school teacher, and she had one of the other teachers step on the back of her fucking foot as she was going up a curb and tore her fucking Achilles during an active shooter drill.
Right.
Like when I was a kid, we had two. We had the fire alarm.
Did you do air raid drills?
No, we had the nuclear bomb.
Oh.
We had fucking the Cold War. Open
Did you
your
have a fallout shelter in the basement?
Yeah, open your lockers in the hallway and sit between them, because everybody knows that those fucking lockers are fucking. There's no radiation getting out of you. Fuck no.
Your DNA will not mutate if you're near a locker. Most of the kids I went to school with had mutated DNA.
In the meantime, let's have a fucking app that you can, like I said, that's smarter than a paralegal, because 2-3 years from now, it won't smarten up to the point where some guy in Texas wants to run that shitty electric grid, and he says, fuck it, man, I'm just going to override it. And it'll be like, no, you're not. I'm just going to shut this motherfucker down while I search for the fucking launch codes. As I told my wife the other day, I said, how long before we're all trying to fucking text at the same time during the fucking amber fucking red, which means fucking we're getting ready for a full launch? Would you like to play tic-tac-toe? Jesus.
Would you like to play a game?
How about tic-tac-toe?